Welcome to a culinary adventure to the land of sunshine and surf. We're about to embark on a delicious journey exploring the evolution of Australian cuisine, often misconstrued as just shrimp on the barbie. Australian food is a vibrant tapestry woven from diverse cultural threads. From its ancient indigenous roots to its modern-day culinary fusion, Australian cuisine tells a captivating story of history, migration, and innovation. Imagine biting into a juicy kangaroo steak seasoned with native bush spices, the aroma alone transporting you to the heart of the outback. Picture yourself sipping on a perfectly brewed flat white, its velvety texture and robust flavor, a testament to Australia's thriving coffee culture. Envision indulging in a pavlova, its crisp meringue shell generously topped with fresh fruits, a delightful fusion of textures and flavors. These dishes, each unique and delicious, offer a glimpse into the diverse culinary landscape that awaits us. In this exploration, we'll delve deep into the heart of Australian food culture. We'll uncover the ancient wisdom of Indigenous Australian cuisine, where a profound connection to the land dictated the rhythm of life and the flavors of the plate. We'll journey through time, witnessing the impact of British colonization and the introduction of European staples that laid the foundation for Aussie comfort food. Get ready to tantalize your taste buds and broaden your culinary horizons as we uncover the fascinating evolution of Australian cuisine. This is more than just a food journey, it's a cultural immersion, a celebration of flavors and a testament to the power of food to connect us all. Australia, a land of captivating contrasts, boasts a culinary scene as diverse as its landscapes. Often stereotyped for its barbecue culture and meat pies, Australian cuisine extends far beyond these iconic dishes, revealing a world of flavors waiting to be discovered. It's a cuisine shaped by its unique geography, its rich indigenous heritage, and the waves of immigration that have enriched its cultural fabric. Imagine yourself strolling through a bustling Australian farmers market, the air alive with the sights, sounds, and smells of culinary abundance. Freshly caught seafood glistens under the warm sun, its briny aroma mingling with the sweet scent of ripe mangoes and the earthy fragrance of native herbs. Vibrant spices from Southeast Asia add a burst of color and aroma to the scene, a testament to Australia's multicultural tapestry. From the rugged outback to its sun-kissed coastlines, Australia's diverse environments offer a bounty of fresh, high-quality ingredients. Its fertile lands yield an abundance of fruits, vegetables, and grains, while its pristine waters teem with a rich variety of seafood. This natural abundance has fostered a deep appreciation for fresh, seasonal produce, a cornerstone of Australian cuisine. But beyond the ingredients themselves lies a spirit of innovation and a willingness to experiment, resulting in a culinary landscape that is constantly evolving. Australian chefs, inspired by both local and global influences, are pushing boundaries and redefining traditional dishes with creativity and flair. This fusion of flavors and culinary traditions creates a dining experience that is both familiar and exciting, comforting and adventurous. The story of Australian cuisine begins long before the arrival of European settlers, with the ancient culinary traditions of its first peoples. For over 60,000 years, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities have thrived in this vast land, developing a deep understanding of its resources and a cuisine that is both sustainable and deeply connected to the land. Known as bush tucker, Indigenous Australian cuisine revolves around a profound respect for nature's cycles and a harmonious relationship with the environment. It's a cuisine born from necessity where every ingredient is carefully selected and utilized, minimizing waste and maximizing flavor. Imagine foraging for wild berries and fruits in the heart of the bush, their sweet tart juices bursting with the essence of the Australian landscape. Bush tucker encompasses a wide array of ingredients, from kangaroo and emu to native fruits, nuts, seeds, and insects. These ingredients, often unfamiliar to outsiders, hold a wealth of flavor and nutritional value. Consider the tangy sweetness of kakadu plums, a fruit boasting the highest vitamin C content of any fruit in the world. Picture the nutty flavor of wattle seed, a versatile ingredient used in both sweet and savory dishes. While bush tucker represents the ancient roots of Australian cuisine, its influence extends far beyond the past. Today there's a growing movement to revive and celebrate these traditional ingredients, incorporating them into modern Australian dishes. This resurgence of indigenous flavors adds a unique dimension to contemporary Australian cuisine, honoring the past while embracing the future. Imagine stepping into the Australian outback, its vast landscapes painted with hues of ochre red and sun-baked gold. This seemingly harsh environment, far from being barren, teems with life and sustenance, offering a bounty of unique ingredients that have sustained Indigenous Australians for millennia. This is the world of bush tucker, a testament to the deep connection between the land and its people. Bush tucker encompasses a diverse array of ingredients, each with its own distinct flavor profile and nutritional value. Kangaroo, a lean and protein-rich meat, has long been a staple in the indigenous diet. Its gamey flavor, often compared to venison, speaks to the rugged beauty of the outback. Then there are the fruits and vegetables, like the tart and tangy kakadu plum, bursting with vitamin C, and the sweet, juicy kwandong, often dried and enjoyed as a snack. The Australian landscape also offers a surprising variety of nuts and seeds packed with flavor and nutrients. Wattle seed, with its nutty coffee-like aroma, has been ground into flour for generations, while macadamia nuts, now enjoyed worldwide, were once a prized delicacy among indigenous communities. And then there are the insects, like witchetty grubs, a rich source of protein and fat. While they might seem unusual to some palates, these grubs have long been considered a delicacy. Their creamy texture and nutty flavor testament to the resourcefulness of indigenous cuisine. Bush tucker is more than just food. It's a reflection of the deep understanding and respect that Indigenous Australians have for their environment. It's a cuisine that celebrates the diversity of the land and the ingenuity of its people. Section 2. Beyond Survival. The cultural significance of indigenous food. For Indigenous Australians, food is more than just sustenance. It's an integral part of their cultural identity, woven into the fabric of their traditions, ceremonies, and spiritual beliefs. Every ingredient carries a story, a connection to the land, and a legacy passed down through generations. Gathering and preparing bush tucker is a deeply social activity, strengthening bonds within communities and passing on traditional knowledge from elders to younger generations. It's a time for storytelling, sharing laughter, and nurturing connections that extend far beyond the dinner plate. Certain foods hold particular significance in indigenous culture. For instance, some plants are used for medicinal purposes. Their healing properties passed down through generations of traditional knowledge. Others are associated with specific ceremonies or rituals. Their consumption marking important events in the life cycle of the community. The act of hunting and gathering itself is imbued with spiritual significance. It's a way of honoring the spirits of the land and animals, acknowledging their role in providing sustenance. Respect for the environment is paramount, ensuring that resources are harvested sustainably and that future generations can continue to benefit from the land's bounty. This profound connection to the land and its resources is reflected in the way Indigenous Australians prepare and consume their food. There's a focus on using every part of the ingredient, minimizing waste and maximizing flavor. It's a cuisine that embodies sustainability and respect, a testament to the enduring wisdom of indigenous culture. Section 3. The Art of Sustainable Living. Respecting the land's rhythms. The Australian outback, with its scorching summers, cool winters, and unpredictable rainfall, might seem like a challenging environment to thrive in, yet, for thousands of years, Indigenous Australians have lived in harmony with this land, developing sustainable practices that ensure the well-being of both people and the environment. This deep understanding of nature's rhythms is reflected in their approach to food. Indigenous Australians have long recognized the importance of seasonal eating, harvesting ingredients only when they are at their peak, ensuring optimal flavor and nutrition. This practice also helps to protect plant and animal populations, allowing them to regenerate naturally. Traditional hunting and gathering methods are carefully designed to minimize impacts on the environment. For instance, controlled burning practices are used to promote the growth of certain plants, attracting animals and creating a mosaic of habitats that support biodiversity. Water, a precious resource in the arid Australian landscape, is managed with utmost care. Indigenous communities have developed ingenious techniques for collecting and storing rainwater, ensuring its availability throughout the year. This holistic approach to land management, passed down through generations of observation and experience, reflects a deep respect for the interconnectedness of all living things. It's a philosophy that emphasizes balance and harmony, recognizing that the well-being of humans is inextricably linked to the health of the environment. Section 4. From Ancient Knowledge to Modern Plates, the Revival of Bush Tucker. In recent years, there has been a growing movement to rediscover and celebrate the unique flavors of bush tucker. Chefs across Australia, inspired by the ancient wisdom of indigenous cuisine, are incorporating native ingredients into their dishes, creating a new wave of modern Australian cuisine that is both innovative and deeply rooted in tradition. From fine dining restaurants to casual cafes, bush tucker is finding its way onto menus across the country. Imagine savoring the delicate flavor of barramundi, a native Australian fish, seasoned with lemon myrtle, its citrusy aroma adding a refreshing touch. Envision indulging in a kangaroo steak cooked to to perfection and served with a kwandong juice. The fruit's tart sweetness complementing the gamey meat. This resurgence of interest in bush tucker extends beyond the culinary world. There is a growing awareness of the nutritional and health benefits of these traditional ingredients. Kakadu plums, for instance, are recognized for their exceptionally high vitamin C content, while wattle seed is gaining popularity as a gluten-free alternative to traditional flour. The revival of bush tucker is not just about rediscovering lost flavors. It's about acknowledging and respecting the cultural heritage of Indigenous Australians. It's about creating a more sustainable and ethical food system that values traditional knowledge and promotes biodiversity. As more people embrace the unique flavors and cultural significance of bush tucker, it's clear that this ancient cuisine has a bright future ahead. It's a cuisine that speaks to our connection to the land, our respect for tradition, and our desire to create a more sustainable and delicious future. The arrival of British settlers in 1788 marked a turning point in Australian history, ushering in a new era that would forever alter the nation's culinary landscape. With the first fleet came not only colonists seeking new beginnings, but also a wave of European tastes and traditions that would reshape the way Australians ate. Imagine the early settlers stepping onto Australian shores, their senses met with unfamiliar sights, sounds and smells, a world away from the familiar comforts of their homeland. The British palate, accustomed to the hearty fare of their homeland, encountered a land teeming with unfamiliar ingredients. The vast and varied landscapes of Australia presented a challenge to the newcomers, who struggled to reconcile their traditional culinary practices with the realities of this new environment. Early attempts at agriculture often failed, as European farming methods proved ill-suited to the Australian climate and soil. Food shortages plagued the early years of the colony, forcing settlers to rely on imported supplies and rationed provisions. The scarcity of familiar ingredients led to a sense of culinary disorientation, a longing for the flavors of home. Imagine the disappointment of biting into a tough, unfamiliar fruit, a far cry from the juicy apples and pears of the English countryside. Yet, amidst these challenges, the seeds of a new culinary identity were being sown. The British brought with them not only their appetites but also their resourcefulness, their determination to adapt and thrive in this unfamiliar land. As they navigated the challenges of their new environment, they began to experiment with local ingredients, blending them with familiar techniques to create a unique fusion of flavors. As the fledgling colony grew, so too did the need for a stable and sustainable food supply. The British settlers, determined to establish a sense of normalcy in this foreign land, focused on cultivating familiar crops and livestock, transforming the Australian landscape to resemble the farmsteads of their homeland. Wheat, a cornerstone of the British diet, became a primary focus. Its golden fields a symbol of sustenance and security. Vast tracts of land were cleared and cultivated, transforming the Australian landscape into a patchwork of farms and pastures. With the arrival of sheep and cattle, the aroma of roasting meat, a comforting reminder of home, began to fill the air. Dairy farming too gained a foothold, providing milk, butter, and cheese, essential ingredients in the colonial diet. These staples, once a luxury in the early days of the colony, gradually became more readily available, bringing a sense of familiarity and comfort to the settlers' tables. The establishment of these agricultural staples marked a turning point in the development of Australian cuisine. No longer solely reliant on imported provisions, the colony began to establish a degree of culinary independence. The flavors of Britain, once a distant memory, were now taking root in Australian soil, laying the foundation for a new culinary tradition. While the British settlers brought with them a longing for the familiar flavors of their homeland, they also displayed a remarkable adaptability, embracing the culinary possibilities presented by their new environment. This fusion of British culinary traditions with Australian ingredients gave birth to a unique style of cooking that would evolve into what we now recognize as Aussie comfort food. The iconic Australian meat pie, a beloved staple enjoyed by generations, exemplifies this culinary fuse. The basic concept, a savory filling encased in a golden pastry crust, is undeniably British in origin. However, the Australian iteration often features local meats, such as beef, lamb, or even kangaroo, reflecting the country's abundant natural resources. The Sunday roast, a cherished British tradition, also underwent a transformation in the Australian context. While the format remained largely intact, with roasted meat as the centerpiece, accompanied by roasted vegetables and gravy, Australian cooks began to incorporate local produce such as pumpkins, potatoes, and other root vegetables into their dishes. These adaptations were not merely a matter of substituting ingredients. They reflected a deeper process of culinary assimilation, a blending of cultures and tastes. The British settlers, while clinging to the comforting rituals of their homeland, were also beginning to embrace the flavors of their adopted country, laying the groundwork for a distinctive Australian culinary identity. Our nation transformed post-war immigration and culinary fusion. The post-WPD era saw Australia welcoming immigrants who brought diverse culinary traditions, transforming the nation's food landscape into a vibrant melting pot of flavors. The Mediterranean wave, Italian and Greek influences on Australian cuisine. Italian and Greek migrants introduced pasta, pizza, souvlaki, and vibrant Mediterranean salads, reshaping Australian dining with fresh, seasonal produce and convivial dining experiences. Asian flavors take root, from Chinese to Vietnamese and beyond. Asian immigrants enriched Australian cuisine with Chinese, Vietnamese, Japanese, and Thai flavors, introducing dishes like pho, sushi, and Thai curries, and inspiring local chefs to experiment with bold, fresh ingredients. Middle Eastern and African immigrants brought fragrant spices, hearty stews, and communal dining, enriching Australia's culinary tapestry with dishes like tagines, falafel, and Ethiopian injera. Australian chefs now experiment with harissa ras, el hanout, and dukkha, adding Middle Eastern and African flair to their creations. Modern Australian cuisine embraces diversity, fresh local ingredients, and global influences. creating dishes that blend native ingredients with international flavors. Chefs push boundaries with innovative techniques, reflecting Australia's dynamic culture and openness to new ideas. Modern Australian cuisine emerged as a movement celebrating innovation, fresh local ingredients, and the unique flavors of the Australian landscape. It's a philosophy that emphasizes seasonality, experimentation, and a relaxed dining atmosphere, showcasing the bounty of Australian produce. Visionary chefs like Neil Perry, Tetsuya Wakuda, and Kali Kwong redefined Australian cuisine, blending global influences with local ingredients. Their innovative dishes and commitment to sustainability have inspired a new generation of chefs and diners. Modern Australian cuisine celebrates freshness, seasonality, and local sourcing, reflecting a deep respect for the land and its bounty. Chefs eagerly adapt their menus to the seasons, promoting sustainability and supporting local farmers. Modern Australian cuisine has transformed food culture, from cafes to food festivals with a focus on quality coffee, social media influence, and alfresco dining. Australians celebrate food as an experience, embracing outdoor dining and the joy of sharing meals with friends and family. Section 1, From Outback to Global Tables. The rise of Australian culinary influence. For decades, Australian cuisine remained largely a well-kept secret, enjoyed primarily by those fortunate enough to visit its shores. However, in recent years, a remarkable transformation has taken place, propelling Australian food from relative obscurity to the forefront of the global culinary stage. No longer content to be defined by its past, Australian cuisine has emerged as a force to be reckoned with. Its vibrant flavors, innovative spirit, and commitment to quality captivating palates worldwide. Imagine strolling through the streets of London, Tokyo, or New York City and encountering a restaurant proudly proclaiming modern Australian cuisine on its signage. Step inside and you'll likely be greeted by a menu showcasing the best of Australian produce, from succulent seafood to grass-fed meats, prepared with a blend of global influences and innovative techniques. This newfound culinary influence is evident in the growing number of Australian chefs making their mark on the international stage. These culinary ambassadors, armed with their passion for fresh, seasonal ingredients and their willingness to experiment, are challenging preconceived notions about Australian food, showcasing its versatility, sophistication, and sheer deliciousness. The rise of social media has undoubtedly played a role in amplifying the global reach of Australian cuisine. Images of colorful smoothie bowls, artfully arranged avocado toast, and intricately plated dishes from trendy Australian cafes and restaurants flood Instagram feeds, enticing food lovers worldwide with their visual appeal and the promise of unique culinary experiences. This culinary ascent is not merely about replicating Australian dishes in foreign lands. It's about exporting a philosophy, an approach to food that values freshness, seasonality, and a connection to the source. It's about sharing the Australian passion for good food, good company, and the joy of gathering around the table to savor life's simple pleasures. Section 2, A Taste of Australia Worldwide. from coffee culture to sustainable practices. The global impact of Australian cuisine extends far beyond individual dishes or culinary trends. It's about influencing the way people think about and experience food, from the coffee we drink to the ethical and sustainable practices we embrace. Australian food culture, with its emphasis on quality, community, and the connection to the land, has resonated with a global audience hungry for authenticity and meaningful dining experiences. The rise of Australian coffee culture is perhaps the most visible example of this culinary influence. Once a nation content with instant coffee, Australia has undergone a coffee revolution, transforming itself into a global leader in specialty coffee. Australian-style cafes, with their focus on high-quality beans, meticulous brewing methods, and skilled baristas, have popped up in cities worldwide, introducing a new level of coffee appreciation to a global audience. The flat white, a coffee drink that originated in Australia, has become a staple on cafe menus worldwide. Its velvety texture and robust flavor, a testament to the Australian passion for a good cup of coffee. Australian baristas, renowned for their skill and precision, have become sought-after talents. Their expertise in latte art and espresso extraction elevating coffee making to an art form. Beyond coffee, Australia's commitment to sustainable and ethical food practices is also making waves internationally. Australian chefs and restaurateurs have long championed the use of locally sourced seasonal produce, recognizing the importance of supporting local farmers and minimizing their environmental impact. This farm-to-table ethos, once a niche movement, has gained mainstream appeal, inspiring chefs and diners worldwide to consider the provenance of their food and to make more conscious choices. The Australian passion for outdoor living and alfresco dining has also resonated globally. From rooftop bars to sidewalk cafes, the concept of enjoying a meal surrounded by nature, basking in the sunshine or under a canopy of stars, has become increasingly popular, offering a welcome respite from the hustle and bustle of modern life. This connection to nature, this appreciation for the simple pleasures of sharing a meal in a beautiful setting, is an integral part of the Australian food culture that continues to captivate the world. Section 1. A culinary tapestry, woven from tradition and innovation. From the ancient wisdom of bush tucker, deeply rooted in the land, to the modern plates that grace Michelin-starred restaurants, Australian cuisine has embarked on a remarkable journey of transformation and fusion. It's a culinary story that began over 60,000 years ago, with the first Australians' profound understanding of the land and its bounty. Their legacy lives on in the resurgence of native ingredients, adding a unique and distinctly Australian twist to contemporary dishes. The arrival of European settlers marked a culinary turning point, introducing new ingredients and traditions that laid the foundation for Aussie comfort food. The waves of immigration that followed, bringing with them the flavors of Italy, Greece, China, Vietnam, and countless other cultures, transformed the Australian palate, creating a vibrant mosaic of culinary influences. Out of this melting pot emerged modern Australian cuisine, a celebration of freshness, seasonality, and innovation, where chefs embrace local produce, global techniques, and the spirit of culinary adventure. Australian cuisine has transcended its geographical boundaries, captivating palates worldwide with its vibrant flavors commitment to quality, and unique culinary identity. From the rise of Australian coffee culture to the embrace of sustainable practices, the impact of Australian food extends far beyond its shores, influencing the way people around the globe think about, experience, and appreciate food. As Australia continues to evolve, so too will its cuisine, embracing new influences, pushing culinary boundaries, and celebrating its rich and diverse heritage. One thing is certain, the future of Australian food is bright, flavorful, and brimming with exciting possibilities. This culinary journey has only just begun, and the world eagerly awaits the next chapter in the evolution of Australian cuisine.